Jai Saparikar Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Shri Radha Vinod Vihari Jiv Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Govinda Govinda Madan Mohan Jiv Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhava Jiv Ki Jai Nitya Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Asto Tarasata Shri Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Asto Tarasata Shri Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Ki Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Asto Tarasata Shri Srila Bhakti Rakshak Shri Dhara Goswami Maharaj Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Asto Tarasata Shri Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Asto Tarasata Shri Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Mahabhagavat Srila Gaurikishora Das Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Srila Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Gaudiya Vedanta Charya Baladev Vijayabhushan Prabhu Ki Jai Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai Shri Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Trai Ki Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Das Raghunath Sada Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Srila Swarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Gaura Parshada Vrinda Ki Jai Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Sikaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Jai Shri Shri Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Shri Antar Dvip Mayapur Simanta Dvip Godrum Dvip Madhya Dweep, Kola Dweep, Rita Dweep, Jana Dweep, Moda Druma Dweep, Ruda Dweep, Atmaka, Shishi Navadweep, Dhamma Ki Jai. Jai Shri Purushottam Kshetra Shri Jagannath Puri Dhamma Ki Jai. Shri Shri Vrindavan Dhamma Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Goko Vardhan Dvadashavanatmaka Shri Braj Mandala Dhamma Ki Jai. Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Yamuna Ganga Tulsi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Govinda Radha Gopinath Radha Madan Mohan Jiu Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda Radha Shyama Sundar Radha Raman Radha Damodar Jiu Ki Jai. Jai Shrimati Lalita Vishaka Adi Ashtasaki Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, Ananga Manjari, Adi Manjari, Brinda Ki Jai. Shrimati Brinda Devi Ki Jai. Shrimati Purnamasi Yogamaya Devi Ki Jai. Shri Gopi Swar Mahadeva Ki Jai. Sarva Vishta Pradata Giriraj Govardhana Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Sudarshan, Chakra Jiu Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashana Shri Nrsingadev Ki Jai. Bhakta Pravar Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Charu Dham, Charu Sampradaya, Charu Acharya Ki Jai. Akara Matraj Shri Chaitanya Mat Ki Jai. Or Ananya Shaka Matsa Mugha Ki Jai. Shri Vishva Vaishnav Rat Sabha Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Tri Bhuvana Pavana Harinam Samkirtana Ki Jai. Tri Bhuvana Mangala Harinam Prabhu Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Ki Jai. Sachinandana Gaura Hari Ki Jai. Shri Nityananda Mahajana Ki Jai. Shri Panchatattva Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Nitai Gaura Premanande. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jataha Padakamanam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam. Everyone. Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Shakanitamsha. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanam Janashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Krishna Lila Katane Sudaksham Atara Madhurya Nishayuktam Varam Varenyam Purusham Mahantam Narayanam Tam Shirashanamami Sri Dandinam Bhakta Shiromanim Cha Shri Krishna Paramahansa Dritaika Hridhi Chaitanya Lilamrita Sarasaram Narayanam Tam Satatam Prapadye Namo Vishnu Padaya Acharya Singharupine Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshava Iti Namane Atimartya Chaditraya Svasritanam Chaparine Jivatuke Sadartaya Srinama Premadayane Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namane Shri Varshavanavi Devi Dayataya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vidyana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhurya Ujjvala Premadya Shri Rupa Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Natarine Upaduga Virudhaka Siddhanta Mantarine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vikralambhara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidanandanamane Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupayoga Varayate Gaurabhir Bhava Bhumistvam Nirvishta Shachana Priya Vaishnava Sarva Bhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahabhajanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Trishe Namaha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopikanta Radha Kanta Namostute Takta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jayatam Suruto Pangor Manamandamatergati Matsarvasva Tadambojo Radha Madanamono Divyatrindaramya Kalpadrumadha Shrimad Simhasanasto Shrimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prestalihi Sevyamano Smarami Shri Sriman Rasa Sarangi Vamshivata Tatakstitaha Karshan Venu Swamayar Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Vrindai Tulsi Devyai Priyai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavachai Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishna Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrindavan. Put that pillow underneath that, the pillow that he's laying on. His head can come.
Like too much.
That's when you're on the side also?
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
Okay. Because he has to go on his arms. Better to give him the pillow.
I hope just throw it off so I can try.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Kartals you will have?
Yeah,
How many pairs of kartals will you have?
at least two.
As usual, they sharply placed Gurvashtakam. Samsaradama Nalalita Loka Pranayaka Praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya Vande Guru Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Rakasya Mayana Vinarabhasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Sri Satike Sidhani Yayalidi Dukkira Bhakshatiya Nikunja Satike Sidhani Yayalidi Dukkira Bhakshatiya Satradi Dakshadati Vallabhasya Pandi Guru Sri Sarananda Satradi Dakshadati Vallabhasya Pandi Guru Sri Sarananda Pandi Guru Sri Sarananda Pandi Guru Sri Jaya Sachidam Jaya Krishna Advaitacharya Prabhu ki jai, Shri Gadadhar Pandit Prabhu ki jai, Shiva Thakur ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Navadvip Dhama ki jai, Antardvip Mayapur Navadvip Dhama ki jai, Samagaita Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Mukam Karoti Vacharam Mangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Guru Dinatara He Shri Guru Jnana Dadina Bandho Swananda Data Karunaika Sindho Vrindavana Sina Vitavatara Prasidha Radha Pranaya Prachara Amsho Bhagavatosmyaham Sadada Sosmi Sarvata Tat Kripa Pekshako Nityam Tat Preshtashat Karomi Swam Nama Shrishtam Manamapi Sachiputra Matra Swarupam Rupam Tasyagrajam Urupurim Maturim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Givaram Aho Radhika Madhavasyam Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Guru Tamnatosmi Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Ajanulambita Pujo Kanakavadato Sankirtanaika Pitaro Kamalaya Taksho Vishwambaro Dvijavaro Yugadharma Palo Bande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro Bande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahodito Gaudo Dai Pushpavanto Chitro Shando Tamonudo Anarpitacharyam Shirat Karunayavatirna Kalo Samarpaitum Munato Jvalarasam Swabhakti Shriyam Hari Purata Sundara Dyuti Kadamba Sandipita Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratuva Sachinandanaha Sankarshana Karana Toyashai Garbhodashai Chapayodashai Sheshascha Yasyang Sakala Sadityanandakya Rama Sharanam Namastu Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, I'm offering my unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable, beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta, Om Vishnu Pad, Paramahansa, Ashtotarasata Sri Srila, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. Then I'm offering my same unlimited Dandavat Pranams and my Shraddha Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of my most worshipable, beloved Siksha Gurudevs, Nitya Lila Pravishta, Om Vishnu Pad, Paramahansa, Ashtotarasata Sri Srila, Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Nitya Lila Pravishta, Om Vishnu Pad, Paramahansa, Ashtotarasata Sri Srila, Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. I offer my Dandavat Pranams to the lotus feet of all of my Sri Sri Rupadunga Guru Varga, and I offer my Dandavat Pranams to all the Vaishnavas and to all the Vaishnavis, especially to my revered godmother, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Avadut Maharaj.
Jai.
Shri Avadut Maharaj ki Jai. Bhakti Vedanta Avadut Maharaj ki Jai. Shri Navadvita Mahatmya. We completed up to chapter 12. So we're going to begin chapter 12. There are 18 chapters. And we will see if we can finish today. If not, then we can do tomorrow. Jaya Shri Chaitanya Chandra, Jaya Prabhu Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita, Jaya Gadadhar, Srinivas Adi Bhakta Jai, Jai Jagannatha Lai, Jai Navadvipa Dhamma Para. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Chandra. All glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Sri Advaita Charya and Sri Gadadhar Pandit. All glories to Srivas and the other devotees. All glories to the house of Sri Jagannath Mishra. All glories to the topmost of holy abodes, Sri Navadvipa. All the devotees got up early in the morning and lovingly they were calling out the names of Sri Gaura Nitai. Together with Sri Nityananda Prabhu, they proceeded onwards from Champakata, blissfully performing kirtan. Sri Dvija Vaninath's cherished desire, what was that? As they left Champakata, Sri Vaninath also accompanied Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So who is Vaninath? Sri Vaninath Rai. He is the brother of Gadadhar Pandit. And he worshipped the deities of Gaur Gadadhar in Champakata. Those deities that he worshipped are there to this day. Very big, beautiful deities. Worshipped by the brother of Gadadhar Pandit, Vaninath Rai. So, the previous day on the Parikrama, Nityananda Prabhu and all the devotees had arrived at Champakata. Champahati, as the village is known. And then they heard from Lord Nityananda about the glories of the place, and especially of the story of Sri Jayadev Goswami, who resided there hundreds of years before, and who was sought after by the king of that place for his extremely, exquisitely beautiful poetry that he wrote. So that whole story was related in the last chapter, and now Nityananda Prabhu is going forward in the morning after resting at that house of Vaninath Rai. So as they left Champakata, Sri Vaninath, he also accompanied Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Sri Vaninath thought to himself, he thought, when in my life will that day ever come that I blissfully go on parikrama with Sri Nitai Chand to the house of Sriman Mahaprabhu in Mayapur. So now, as they were walking, they came to Ratupura, which is also known as one of the 9 islands of Navadvip Dham. It is called Ritudvip. Dekite tabe Ratupura chale sabe, deki se nagarera shobha. Prabhu Nityananda bole Ritudvipe aile chale, e stan ati manolobha. Very soon, they arrived in Ratupura. And then seeing the beauty of that village, Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, now we have arrived in the supremely attractive Ritudvip. Sri Nityananda Prabhu now describes the beauty of Ritudvip. Here, all the trees stand with their heads bowed down. The breeze blows gently, and flowers blossom in all directions. The humming of bees and the exquisite fragrance of flowers intoxicates the mind of travelers who are coming and going on the path. So now, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is himself Baladev Prabhu, he is the Baladev Tattva, and now, as he's speaking, he becomes absorbed in Baladev's mood. And what does he say? As he spoke, Sri Nityananda Prabhu became completely absorbed in ecstatic emotions, and he began to speak like a madman. He said, quickly, bring my shringa. That's an instrument made out of a horn, buffalo horn. And then he said, the calves are going far away. Kanai, oh Krishna, he is still sleeping at home. Childlike Krishna has still not come. Kotai Subaldama, Ami Ek Balarama, Gocharane Jaite Napari, Kanai Kanai Bali, Dak Chare Mahabali, Lapa Mare Hata Duichari. O Subal, where are you? O Sridham, where are you? I cannot go alone to graze the cows. And then loudly shouting, Kanai, Kanai. Then the extremely powerful Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he began to leap high into the air. Now the devotees, they made an appeal at Sri Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet. And they said to him, as they saw his ecstatic emotions, the devotees immediately made a request at his lotus feet. O Nityananda Prabhu, your brother, Sri Gaura Chandra, he is not here right now. And then And they told him that that brother of yours, Sri Gaur Chandra, Sri Gaur Hari, he has now taken sannyas. And he has gone to Nilachala, leaving us here like beggars. Then hearing this, Sri Nityananda Prabhu became sad. And he began to weep, and he began to roll on the ground. Ha dukke kanai bhai, ama sabe chadi jai, sannyasi hoilo nila chale, e jiva na rakibo, yamunai jangpa divo, bali achetana se stali. Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he said, for what unfortunate purpose has my brother Kanai left us all and taken sannyas and gone to Nilachala? Without him I will not remain alive. I will jump in the Yamuna. And saying this, he fell to the ground unconscious. Then sensing Sri Nityananda Prabhu's powerful, ecstatic emotions, everyone started Harinam Sankirtan. And when Sri Nityananda Prabhu did not arise, even after about 4 dandas, means 1 hour and 36 minutes, he did not arise. Then all the devotees began to sing the name of Sri Gaura. Then hearing the name of Gaur Hari, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he got up and he said, this is Sri Radha Kunda. Sri Gaur Hari, he used to perform kirtan here in the afternoon with his devotees. He said, behold the beauty of Shyamakunda, which attracts the minds of people throughout the universe. At the many nearby places are the groves of the Sakis. Sri Gaur Hari used to come here at midday. Absorbed in chanting the holy names, he would make everyone joyful by distributing grain to them. Oh brother, there is no place like this in the 3 worlds. Here devotees worship the Supreme Lord. A person who resides here attains the treasure of praying, and his heart is thus soothed. That day, all the devotees stayed in that place, continuously chanting Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's name and becoming drowned in praying. They spent the entire day and night in Ritudvip worshipping Sri Chaitanya Chandra. And the next day, Sri Nityananda Prabhu arrived in Sri Vidya Nagar, dancing all the way. When the devotees saw Vidyanagar's beauty, which attracts even the minds of the sages, they all experienced the blossoming of great joy. The lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Janava Devi are the only treasure of this destitute bhakti vinod. And holding the lotus feet of the devotees, he sings this glorification of Nadia, and he begs only to have the wealth of Sri Krishna Bhakti. And thus ends chapter 12 of Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. Chapter 13. Jaya Gaur Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sri Navadvipa Kirtana Sagar. All glories to Sri Gaur Hari. All glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu. All glories to Sri Gadadhar Pandit. All glories to Srivas Pandit. All glories to Sri Navadvip Dham, the ocean of Kirtan. Now here's the history of Sri Vidyanagar, which is situated within the Ritu Dweep. It's a very amazing history, because what is the meaning of the word Vidya? Do you know? You. Knowledge. Vidya means knowledge. And Nagar means what? Village. This is the village from which all knowledge has come. In Navadvip Dham.
Pandit.
What?
Pandit.
What?
Pandit.
Pandit. Meaning what?
Scholar.
Yeah. This is called Vidyanagar. And the history of this village in Navadvip Dham, of course Navadvip Dham is eternal, right? And Navadvip Dham is existing through all the creation and dissolution. Navadvip Dham is never destroyed. Where we are sitting right now, yes, we see grass and trees and everything, but the actual Navadvip Dham is right here where we are. And the actual place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared from the womb of Mother Sachi is literally like, probably like 200 or 300 meters from here. This is Navadvip Dham. And Nityananda Prabhu is going from island to island to island in the 8-petaled Navadvip Dham. Antardvip Mayapur is where we are. We are in the middle of this lotus flower that has 8 petals. And now they are in the island called Ritu Dweep. And not only is Radha Kunda there in Ritu Dweep, because all the places of Braj Leela, they're in Navadvip, but in a hidden way. And they're also reversed from the way that they ordinarily are in Brajadam. So, Sri Nityananda Prabhu is now going to explain the history of that village, Vidyanagar. Every year we go there. Small village. Now arriving in Sri Vidyanagar, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, he began to explain the real nature of that place to Jiva Goswami. He said, even at the time of annihilation, this eternal Dham, Sri Navadvip, which has the form of an 8-petaled lotus flower, it remains pure. All the incarnations of Sri Bhagavan and the innumerable fortunate living entities, they stay in one section of that lotus. You know how big Navadvip Dham is? For those of you who have not been attending these classes, as we've read, it's 4 billion miles. Navadvip is 4 billion miles. Do you doubt that? Yes, I doubt it. How could that be? That's impossible. No. Nothing. The eternal Dham is infinite. It's unlimited. And it manifests here on the earthly plane by the will of the Supreme Lord when He wants to come and perform His pastimes. Because He never leaves the spiritual world. So He transports the spiritual world here. And that means every day of Brahma, till the end of Brahma's life, and even beyond that, Navadvip Dham is never destroyed. Never destroyed. But all the other planetary systems of this universe, everything is submerged in water until the next creation. So here, Lord Nityananda says, all the incarnations of Sri Bhagavan and all the innumerable fortunate living entities, they all stay in one section of that lotus. That lotus means Navadvip, the 8-petaled lotus. So, do you know that at the time of the devastation, when is the devastation? When does that take place? Those of you who have become familiar with the time sequences of our universe, based upon Lord Brahma, the creator's, the secondary creator's lifespan and the length of time of his days and nights. When does the devastation take place?
Partial or complete?
Partial?
The end of Brahma's day.
Which is how long?
4,320,000,000 years.
Yes. And then how long is his 12 hours of his night?
Same.
Yes. So together, how much? This is what's called a kalpa. A kalpa means a day and night of Lord Brahma.
8,640,000,000.
Yes. 8,640,000,000. How many Chatur Yugas? A Chatur Yuga means a sequence of the 4 yugas, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. That sequence, that rotation, how many times in the 12 hours of Lord Brahma does that sequence take place?
1,000.
How much?
1,000.
1,000 yuga cycles. 1,000 yuga cycles. So, if you count the length of time, if you understand the 4 yugas and how many years each yuga lasts for, ultimately it comes to what? 4,320,000. Do you know that? The 4 yugas, they comprise 4,320,000 years. Now when you multiply that times 1,000, what do you get? You get 4,320,000,000 years. So anyone who, of course, they're all completely ignorant. Anybody that tries to say, oh yes, very soon there's going to be the destruction of the universe. No. Many millions and billions of years from now, then there will be a destruction, but that's not even the full destruction, that's only the partial devastation of the universe. So, bearing this in mind, listen to the narration now, knowing this, what is taking place here. So, at the time of the devastation, at the end of Brahma's day, 12 hours of his day, then the Vedas come to Vidyanagar, to this very place. And they stay in one section of that, the Vedas come to Vidyanagar, and they are carried to Vidyanagar in the time of the devastation. By who? Matsya Avatar, Krishna's incarnation as a big, golden, beautiful fish who swims in all the waters of the devastation very happily. Now, Nityananda Prabhu is explaining. In his Matsya incarnation, the Lord brought the Vedas to this very place, Vidyanagar, which is situated within Ritudvip. Because all kinds of knowledge, Vidya, because all kinds of knowledge reside here, under the shelter of the Vedas, so the place has become famous by the name Vidyanagar. And when Brahma again became inclined to create, then he became fearful to see the annihilation. And then seeing Brahma fearful, the Supreme Lord bestowed mercy upon him. And as a result, Brahma was able to offer prayers to him at this very place, Vidyanagar. And as soon as Brahma opened his mouth to offer prayers, the most beautiful Saraswati Devi appeared on his tongue. By the potency bestowed by Saraswati Devi, the four-headed Brahma, overjoyed, he offered prayers to Sri Krishna. Then Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, "Oh Jiva, at the time of creation, Maya Devi resides in the material world with the three modes of material nature, ignorance, passion, and goodness, which is on the other side of the Viraja river." So who knows what the Viraja river is? The Viraja river. Do you know?
It's near Vaikuntha.
You have to be more specific. It's on the other side of the universal shell of the universe. When you cross beyond this universe, then you come to a neutral place, which is not any longer in the material world with the three modes of nature. That place is called Viraja. It's like a river between the material universes and creation and the eternal Vaikuntha spiritual creation. So Nityananda Prabhu is saying, "O Jiva, at the time of creation, Maya Devi, who creates the material worlds, she resides in the material world with the three modes of material nature on the other side of the Viraja river." So now, all the sages who live in this universe, real sages, real transcendental exalted personalities, they endeavor always, the sages are endeavoring untiringly to reveal true knowledge within this universe. That's what they do. They're always endeavoring untiringly to reveal true knowledge within this universe, and this universe which is manifested by Maya. And taking shelter of this Sharada Pit, that means the abode of Saraswati Devi, the sages, they defeat ignorance. They come to Vidyanagar. So, when these sages have learned the 64 kinds of knowledge, then the sages preach that knowledge throughout the world. In this place, the sages can study any type of knowledge according to their respective desires. So now, we're going to hear about some of these sages. Who's the first one? Valmiki. You know the story of Valmiki? What did Valmiki write?
Ramayana.
Yes. So, by the mercy of Sri Narada, Sri Valmiki came here, and he received a taste for transcendental poetry, like the poetry of the Ramayana. And also at this place, Dhanvantari. Do you know who Dhanvantari is? Who is Dhanvantari? He's the incarnation of Krishna, who brought the Ayurveda and all medicine. Where did he come from? In the creative manifestation, he came out of the ocean that was being churned, the ocean of milk, by the demigods and the demons. And he had a pot in his hand. That Dhanvantari. So what did that Dhanvantari do? At this place, Dhanvantari received the Ayurveda. And also Vishwamitra Muni and others. They're very learned in the what? In the art, the knowledge of archery. That's called Dhanurvidya. So Vishwamitra and others, they received that knowledge here. The sages headed by Shonaka Rishi, all those sages headed by Shonaka Rishi, They also learned here how to recite the Vedic mantras. The Lord of the demigods, who's that? Mahadev Shiv. He expounded Tantra here. At this place, on the request of the sages, Brahmaji manifested the 4 Vedas. Do you know that? At this place, Brahmaji manifested the 4 Vedas from his 4 mouths. Then residing at this place, Kapila created the Sankhya philosophy. Kapila Dev. And Sri Gautama Rishi, he manifested Nyaya, means logic. And he also manifested Tarka, which means argument. Tarka and Nyaya, logic and argument. Gautama Muni. Oh, and at this place, the sage Kanbuka, Kanad, he manifested Vaishesika philosophy. You know, there are 6 philosophies in India. You should become aware of that. Everyone, all scholars know this, that in India there are 6 philosophies. So one of them is Vaishesika philosophy. That was manifested here by the sage who's named Kanbuka. And who else? Another sage, very well known all throughout the world by those who practice yoga. Patanjali. Patanjali manifested the Yoga Shastras here. Jaimini Rishi. Jaimini manifested Mimamsa Shastra. That means Purva Mimamsa. That's one of the 6. And then Sri Vedavyas. He manifested the Puranas and the other scriptures here. Who's telling us all this? Who's telling us all this information? Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu is the supreme guru of all gurus. He is Guru Tattva personified. Why? Because he's Baladev. And Baladev is directly Guru Tattva. Directly. He is called Akhanda Guru Tattva. Undivided principle of Guru. So here, the 5 sages, headed by Narada, well, they manifested the Pancharatra here. Why? To teach the living entities about sadhana, about the practice of devotional service, bhakti. Then the Upanishads. You know, the Upanishads are parts of the Vedic knowledge, but they're also personified. These Upanishadic knowledge is also personified in a personal form. And those sages who were the Upanishads, they stayed in this forest grove here. Here, where? 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 Yes. The Upanishads stayed in this forest grove and they worshipped Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu for a very long time.
Gauranga!
And then, remaining concealed from their vision, Sri Gaur Hari told to them.
Gauranga!
What did Gaur Hari tell to them? Gaur Hari told to them, your hearts are polluted. Who is he telling this to? Who is Gaur Hari telling this to? He's telling this to the Upanishads personified. And he said, your hearts are polluted by understanding Bhagavan to be Nirakar, formless. You're polluted, your hearts. So then what did Gauranga tell them? You will not attain me in your form as Shrutis, but when you take birth, as my associates, you will witness my manifest pastimes, and then you both, meaning the Upanishads and the Shrutis, will glorify me. Hearing this, the Shrutis became stunned, and secretly they remained in this place, waiting for the age of Kali to come, that fortunate time which is now here, and we are living right now 537 years after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, just a couple of kilometers from here. We are here in that very place. So, this blessed Kali Yuga is the essence of all other ages. Because, why? Because Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu appeared in this age. And knowing that Sri Gauranga Sundar, he would perform his scholastic pastimes, his Vidya Leela at this place, Brihaspati, he took birth here, along with all his associates. Who's Brihaspati? He's the guru of Indra and the demigods. Imagine how exalted he is. He took birth here, in Vidyanagar. That's the birthplace. In Gaur Leela. Yes. And his name was what? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So, along with all of his associates, Brihaspati took birth here. Sri Vasudev Sarvabhauma, that's his full name, Vasudev Sarvabhauma. He is himself Brihaspati. And he tried his utmost to please Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. He tried his utmost to please Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And Sri Brihaspati, he knew that his Lord would enact his scholastic pastimes on this earth in Navadvip. So therefore thinking, why do I have to stay in Swargaloka? And he became dejected, thinking like that. So, what did he do? He abandoned, Brihaspati abandoned the assembly of Indra. And he gladly took birth near Vidyanagar. His associates also took birth in many places nearby. Then Sarvabhauma Mahashai, he opened a school here in Vidyanagar. And he began teaching. Now this is when? This is before Mahaprabhu began to manifest his scholastic pastimes. So, later on, after opening the school here, he began to think, I may lose Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu if I become entangled in the network of dry speculative knowledge. So for this reason, he performed a particular pastime. What was that? Before the advent of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he left his students in Nadia and he went to another place. He thought, if I am a servant of Sri Gaurahari, he will certainly bestow his mercy upon me and he will give me his association. So thinking like this, then he went to Nilachala, Jagannath Puri. He went there. And now he spread the influence of the scriptures that delineate what philosophy? Mayavad philosophy. So, Nityananda is still telling, here, Sri Gauranga, on the preference of performing scholastic pastimes, he jokingly, that is, he easily defeated the students of Sri Sarvabhauma. Yes. Do you know how he did that? Sometimes Sri Gaur Hari, he came to Vidyanagar and he defeated everyone with the logic of his arguments. The teachers and the students alike, all of them, they were all defeated by Sri Gaur Hari. And they ran away when they were defeated. So, I'll just tell one more little detail, which is in Gurudev's particular book. That when he would come here, who would come here? Nimai Pandit, during his scholastic pastimes. He would come here and he would challenge not only the students, but the teachers also, who were taught by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And what he would do is he would propose to them that he would present an argument, a logical argument. And he would tell them, now you defeat my argument. They could not do. Then he himself defeated his argument and gave another counter-argument. Okay? And then he defeated that counter-argument again. So in this way, he completely smashed all of them. This was his pastime. In a very easy way, he was demonstrating to who? To Sarvabhauma. That very soon, I'll be coming there. And I will completely crush your Mayavad philosophy also. That's the signal that he was sending. So now, Nityananda Prabhu tells, whoever hears about the amazing Vidya Leela of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu is freed from all ignorance. So now, when Sri Jiva Goswami heard about Srimad Mahaprabhu's pastimes of scholarship, the bliss of praying overwhelmed him, and he rolled about in the dust of Vyaspit in Vidyanagar. So then, Sri Jiva Goswami, he made a request at the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and he said, "Oh Lord, please clear this doubt of mine. The knowledge of Sankhya and the knowledge of logic, they are very inauspicious. So how can they have a place in the eternal Dham?" You understand? Because the eternal Dham is full of all auspiciousness. But those, that logic and so forth, dry logic, they are inauspicious. Sankhya and so forth. So how can they exist in the Dham, which is full of all auspiciousness? This is his doubt, and he presents his doubt. So then, hearing this, Sri Nityananda Prabhu embraced Sri Jiva, and he answered his question, chanting, Hari Bol, with great affection. So then he said, "O Jiva, no inauspiciousness can exist in this pure holy abode of Srimad Mahaprabhu." Are we in that holy abode of Srimad Mahaprabhu right now?
Yeah.
Are we sitting there in the holy abode of Srimad Mahaprabhu? I ask all of you.
Yes.
Yes.
You're somewhere else? You're not here? If you say that you are now sitting in the holy abode, if you agree with what I say, you have to say yes. Do you agree that you are all sitting right now in the holy abode called Navadvip Dham?
Yes.
Thank you. So Nityananda Prabhu said, no inauspiciousness. It can exist in this pure holy abode of Srimad Mahaprabhu. Not possible. Sankhya and logic by themselves, they are devoid of potency here. Completely devoid of potency here. They are dependent on bhakti and they serve bhakti. Now people who have become wicked by their sinful acts, they turn everything upside down. Here, Bhakti is the supreme goddess, and all others are her servants. And the purpose of logic, the purpose of logic, of yoga, of Sankhya, and all others, what is its purpose? To illuminate Bhakti, to give illumination to Bhakti. That's its purpose. Navadvip is the abode of the 9 limbs of devotional service. Navada Bhakti. Here, karma and jnana, they are always serving Bhakti here. And to those who are averse to Bhagavan, the scripture gives a wicked intelligence. But to those who are virtuous, they bestow the good intelligence of attachment to Sri Krishna. Prodamaya. Who is she? Prodamaya is a maidservant of Sri Gaura. And she is the presiding deity of this place. She resides here throughout each and every yuga. And she serves Sri Gaura Hari. Now, in her form as Mahamaya. You know Mahamaya? Do you all know Mahamaya? Who that is? Mahamaya? Huh? You're looking very confused when I ask you this question. Do you know Mahamaya? Guess what? You've been completely controlled by her. For how long time? Millions of lifetimes. So you should know Mahamaya. Now, in her form as Mahamaya, Prodamaya, she makes the sinful offenders of Vaishnavas blind in regard to true knowledge. She makes them blind. And she gives them various types of miseries. Who does she give these miseries to and make blind? Who? The offenders of who? Yes. And that is in her form as Mahamaya. Although she's Prodamaya, and she's the expansion of Srimati Radhika, of Yogamaya. But in the Dham, she also acts in her form as Mahamaya. And this is how she discriminates between the Vaishnavas and the non-Vaishnavas. Now, in her form of knowledge, which is called Shuddha Saraswati. Did you know that Shuddha Saraswati is also an expansion of Prodamaya? So in her form as Shuddha Saraswati, Prodamaya destroys all sins and all results of fruitive actions. But, if a person offends Vaishnavas, she keeps him far away from her because of his aparadha. Such wicked persons, who? The offenders of who? Yes. Such wicked persons may acquire knowledge in Nadia, but they will never attain the treasure of praying, which is Sri Krishna's lotus feet. They will never attain. And instead of knowledge, such persons acquire only ignorance. They can never perceive the magnificence of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Nadia. No, they cannot perceive the magnificence of Nadia. Why? Because they acquire only ignorance. So therefore, all knowledge or all vidya, it can never be inauspicious. Only ignorance, avidya, which is the shadow of knowledge, that is inauspicious. O Jiva, by Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's mercy, all these truths, all of these tattvas, they will be revealed in your heart. And later, according to Mahaprabhu's desire, you will describe these in your scriptures. So then, Srimad Mahaprabhu, Nityananda is telling, Srimad Mahaprabhu will reveal the scriptures through you, O Jiva. Now let us go to the residence of Sri Janu Muni. Now, as they're walking on the parikrama, now where do they come? They come to the place called Jannagar in Sri Janadweep, another island. And Janadweep is actually in Braja. Janadweep is Bhadravan of Braja. So speaking in this way, they all reached Jannagar, and they gazed at the beauty of Janu Muni's hermitage. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, this supremely enchanting place, it is called Janadweep. It is the famous Bhadravan of Vrindavan. And at this place, Janu Muni underwent austerities, and he received darshan of Sri Gaura's golden form. Now once, when Janu Muni was chanting his prayers at twilight, his Achman cup suddenly fell into the strong current of Bhagirati, that means Ganga. His Achman cup fell into the strong current of Bhagirati. And then seeing that his Achman cup was swept away in the river Bhagirati's current, what did Janu Muni do? Janu Muni swallowed her entire water in just one gulp. Can you believe that? Huh? Shake your head yes or no.
Yes.
Huh? Can you believe that? One gulp, Janu Muni swallowed the entire Ganga. Oh, you people, you're just telling so many exaggerating fairy tales. No. No. Nothing in the Vedas is fairy tale. Everything in the Vedas is absolutely 1,000,000,000,000% true. So Nityananda Prabhu himself is telling, can we doubt Nityananda's words? No. These sages are universal sages, okay? They're not like us. They have extraordinary, unlimited mystic powers. If they want, they can swallow the entire Ganga in one gulp. Did Lord Shiva swallow the entire poison that came out of the milk ocean? He did it in one gulp. So this Muni is named Janu Muni. Janu Muni saw that his Achman cup had been taken away, so he swallowed the entire water. Yes, in one gulp. Then, when the king, Bhagirat, do you know who Bhagirat is? Bhagirat came from, he's one of the dynasties on this earth planet. And Bhagirat, there's a whole story in Srimad Bhagavatam. But Bhagirat wanted to rescue the souls of all of his ancestors, thousands of ancestors. So in order to do that, he prayed to bring Ganga Devi down to the earthly plane. And now this pastime is happening where he's riding in front with his chariot in front of Ganga Devi as she moves along, making so many watery sounds. And so now suddenly, Bhagirat, he could not see Bhagavati Ganga following him. And he became most anxious. He said, "Where has Ganga gone?" Then he pondered in great distress. Then thinking like this, he discovered that Janu Muni had swallowed the entire current, and thus Bhagirath became most aggrieved. King Bhagirath worshipped Janu Muni. Very patiently he worshipped him for several days. Now, satisfied by his worship, Janu Muni then pierced one of his limbs and he released Ganga. So, from then on, the people started calling Ganga by the name Jannavi, which means the daughter of Janu Muni. Understand? So when we say Jannavi Ganga, well, it's because she came out from the body of Janu Muni. So from that point on, all the people started to call Ganga by the name Jannavi. So now there's another story Nityananda Prabhu is telling, that very long time after that incident, then Ganga's son, who is Ganga's son?
Bhishma.
Bhishma Dev. He came to see his maternal grandfather, Sri Janu Muni. Where did he come to see him? At this very place. Sri Janu Muni. What is that? Oh, it's the speaker. Sri Janu Mahashai showed much affection to Bhishma, and she kept him at his cottage for many days. Now Bhishma Dev, turn it off. Turn it off. Now Bhishma Dev, he received unsurpassed teachings on the topmost Dharma from Janu Muni. The essence of these teachings he in turn conveyed to the essence of these teachings, Bhishma Dev, I'm starting from the beginning because of all of this distraction. No. Oh, that's only recording. Okay, put. Now, so Ganga Devi's son, who is named Sri Bhishma Dev, came to see his maternal grandfather, Sri Janu Muni, at this place. And Sri Janu Mahashai showed much affection to Bhishma and kept him at his cottage for many days. Bhishma Dev received unsurpassed teachings on the topmost Dharma from Janu Muni. Bhishma Dev received. And the essence of these teachings, who did Bhishma Dev teach them to? All the teachings that he heard from Janu Muni, Bhishma Dev, who did he teach them to?
On his deathbed to Yudhishthira Maharaj.
Huh?
On his deathbed to Yudhishthira Maharaj.
Not bed. Bed of arrows. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Bhishma Dev, lying on the bed of arrows, pierced through his whole body. Yudhishthira was now going to become the king. Now the war has been won. The whole war of Kurukshetra battle has been won by the Pandavas. And now Yudhishthira Maharaj is going to become the king. So now, I forget, I think it was Krishna. Who? Huh? Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhari Girinhari. Radha Vinod Vihari Jiv Ki Jai. So on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and you can read this, it's in the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, and it's in Mahabharata, that Yudhishthira, who was greatly lamenting because he considered himself to be at fault for all these millions of soldiers of the dynasty to be killed on the battlefield. He considered it his fault in humility. So Krishna sent him to the side of Bhishma Dev. And then Bhishma Dev taught him everything that he heard from Janu Muni, which is all the dharmic knowledge, all the knowledge that kings need to know, how to rule, and how to be a dharmic king and establish that in their kingdom. So, then, by staying in Navadvip, Bhishma attained the wealth of bhakti. Bhishma attained bhakti by staying in Navadvip at the cottage of Janamuni. And then henceforth, he was counted amongst all the prominent Vaishnavas. So Bhishma is one of the 12 what? Mahajans in the universe. So Janadweep is therefore most sacred. Only fortunate persons reside here. And that day, Sri Nityananda Prabhu and all the devotees stayed in one devotee's house in Janadweep. So, I forgot about this microphone. So, that day, Sri Nityananda Prabhu and all the devotees stayed in one devotee's house in Janadweep. And then the next morning, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, together with the devotees, he proceeded towards Moda Druma Dweep. So now Bhaktivinoda Thakur ends this chapter. He always composes a beautiful shloka at the end of every chapter. And he says, Janava Nitai Pada Jahara Garima Hey Bhakti Vinoda Gai Nadia Mahima. Bhakti Vinod, whose pride is the lotus feet of Sri Janava Devi and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. He is singing the glories of Nadia. Thus ends chapter 13. Gaur Premanande Haribo Sri Navadita Mahatmya Ki Jai. So we'll take a short kirtan break. Sunday, you want to lead one kirtan? We have gong, kartals.
What am I? Do you want some more?
I have here. Thank you.
Bhakta-vrinda. Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Gora Gora Hari. Gora 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 Hari. Gora 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 Hari. Jai Satchidananda Gora Hari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gauranga, Jai Gauranga, Jai Gauranga, Jai Gauranga. Gora 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 Hari. Gora 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 Hari. Jai Satchidananda Jai Gora Hari. Jaya Gurudeva, 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 Jaya Gurudeva. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaur Hari Bol. So we are on our Navadvita Mahatmya Marathon. We're trying to finish this before the Parikrama begins.
How many chapters are?
It has 18 chapters, and we are now at chapter 14.
Oh,
I've also counted all the verses in each chapter. So, but this is
only 4 more. Only 4 more.
yeah. Actually, there's only 2 more.
What's the rest?
Wait, 14, 15, 16. 3 more chapters of the Parikrama. And then they return to Mayapur, and then there's 2 chapters, quite short chapters, where Nityananda Prabhu is giving his final instructions, and Jiva Goswami is asking some very significant philosophical questions. So we're on chapter 14. Jaya Jaya Panchatattvatmaka Gora Hari Jaya Jaya Nabadvipa Dhamma Sarvapara Sarvopari all glories to Sri Gaura Hari, who manifested as the Panchatattva. All glories to the topmost holy abode, Sri Navadvipa. When they arrived in the village of Mamagachi, have you been there to Mamagachi? Anyone? Raise your hand if you've been to Mamagachi before. Do you know what the significance of that village is? Now you're going to hear it from Nityananda Prabhu. So when they arrived in the village of Mamagachi, Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, "This is Moda Drumadvip, and Ayodhya is present here." So, during their exile to the forest, Lord Sri Ramachandra arrived at this place with Sita Devi and Lakshmana. Now, Lord Nityananda said, in a previous kalpa, when Lord Sri Ramachandra was in exile in the forest, then he came to this place, and he came with Lakshman and with Janaki. Who is Janaki? Sita Devi. They built a cottage underneath a large banyan tree, and they blissfully resided here for many days. Then, seeing the beauty of Sri Navadvip, Raghunandan, that is Sri Ramachandra, he smiled gently. Aha! How mesmerizing was his darkish form, resembling the color of newly sprouting durva grass. His eyes were like lotuses, and in his hand was a beautiful bowl. Matted locks adorned his head, and his brahmachari dress stole the hearts of all. Seeing Sri Ramachandra smiling, then Sri Janaki asked what was making him smile. Then Sri Ramachandra replied, "Listen, O Sita, daughter of King Janak. I will now narrate to you a most confidential episode. When the blessed Kali Yuga comes," now Ramachandra is telling this to who? To Sita. And why is he telling this to her? Because Sita Devi saw that Lord Ramachandra had a very interesting smile on his face after they made this hut underneath this gigantic banyan tree. Yes. You'll go upstairs? Shri Avadut Maharaj ki Jai. Avadut Maharaj ki Jai. Avadut Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Nitai Gauranga ki Jai. Navadita Mahatma ki Jai. Jai Vaishnava Thakur ki Jai. So, Sita Devi is inquiring to Ramachandra. What is the reason that he's smiling? So, then she asked to him. And then Sri Ramachandra replied, listen, O Sita, O daughter of King Janak, I will now narrate to you a most confidential episode. When the blessed Kali Yuga comes, I will assume a golden form, and I will appear here in Nadia, and in the house of Sri Jagannath Mishra, I will appear from Sri Sachi Devi's womb in the form of Gauranga. I will bestow the highest divine love, praying upon those fortunate persons who will behold my childhood pastimes. And at that time, O beloved, I will perform pastimes of studying and also teaching, and I will reveal the glories of the holy name. I will accept sannyas, and I will go to Nilachala, and my mother will take her daughter-in-law on her lap and weep. Who will take her daughter-in-law on her lap? Mother Sachi Devi. Because why? Because now Mahaprabhu has left and taken sannyas, and now they will weep and weep. Then hearing these words of Sri Ramachandra, so this is back in the Treta Yuga, when Ram appeared, right here in Navadvip Dham. So Sita Devi asked to him after she heard this, then she said, O lotus-eyed one, why will you make your mother cry? Why will you leave your wife and take sannyas? What happiness will you get by causing her such grief? Then Sri Ramachandra replied, O beloved, you know everything, but in order to instruct the living entities, you are asking as if you are ignorant. Listen, O Sita. Loving devotion for me is relished in two ways. How many ways? Two. So, happiness that arises from union with me, meeting with me, that is known as sambhog. What is it?
Sambhog.
Yes. And that which arises out of separation from me is called vipralamba. What?
Vipralamba.
Vipralamba and
Sambhog.
sambhog. Now, although my eternal devotees always desire only sambhog, try to understand this. Do Krishna's eternal devotees want that they will be separate from him?
No.
No. They never desire to be separate from him. Right? They always want to be with him. So he says, although my eternal devotees always desire only sambhog lila, but by my mercy, they relish vipralamba. What do they relish? Vipralamba means what? Separation. And that is by his mercy that he gives this. So, the bhaktas, they know that the distress that arises from separation from Shri Krishna, it is in reality, it is the most exalted bliss. Did you hear that? the distress that arises from separation from Shri Krishna, actually in reality, it is the most exalted bliss. Can you understand that? No. You cannot understand. Because you have not experienced that. But Lord Ram is telling this truth to Sita Devi. Because Sita Devi is wondering, why will you cause so much grief to your mother and your her daughter-in-law? Why? Why will you cause to them? Why would you become so cruel-hearted and cause them so much distress? But then Lord Ram started to say, no, you know, relationship with me has two different aspects. What is it? Sambhog and Vipralamba. Sambhog means meeting. Vipralamba means separation. So, now he's telling that even the sorrow of separation causes supreme happiness. This is very mysterious knowledge. Very deeply confidential knowledge. Now the bhaktas, they know that the distress that arises from separation from Shri Krishna, actually in reality it is the most exalted bliss. They know that. This is because what? One derives millions of times greater happiness from the meeting after Vipralamba than the happiness of a meeting prior to Vipralamba. What did he just say? What did Lord Ram just say about Vipralamba and the happiness in Vipralamba? Come on.
The meeting that takes place after the long period of separation is a million times sweeter than the meeting that is continuous.
Yeah. Yes, it gives millions of times more happiness. Then he says, separation from me, it also yields happiness. Therefore, to attain that happiness, you also accept separation from me, O Sita. This is described in all the four Vedas. Mother Kaushalya, whom the Vedas describe to be Aditi, and will be known by the name of Sri Sachi Devi in my incarnation as Sri Gaura. And you, Sita, you will serve me as Vishnu Priya Devi, and out of separation from me, you will manifest a golden deity of me. What is that deity's name currently in Navadvip Dham? Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu. That deity in Kolati. So then he says, in this incarnation of Ram, in this incarnation, I will, in separation from you, I will have a golden Sita made. A golden Sita deity will be made when I feel separation from you, O Sita. And I will worship you in the city of Ayodhya. He's predicting what will happen in that incarnation. Then you will in turn make a deity of Sri Gauranga, and you will worship me in this city of Nadia. O Sita, this matter is highly confidential, and it should not yet be disclosed in the presence of people in general. So this place, Sita, this is named Navadvip. It is most dear to me. Ayodhya and other places can never be equal to it. So what is Lord Ram telling? Lord Ram is telling there's no place to compare with Navadvip. Even his own birthplace in Ayodhya. It can never be equal to Navadvip Dham. Why does Lord Ram know that? We should ask ourselves. This is in Treta Yuga that he's telling this. This is in Treta Yuga that he's visiting this forest in Moldadrumadvip and making a hut underneath this gigantic banyan tree that extends for a few miles. That's how big. So how does he know this? Because he's Bhagavan, because he's an expansion of who? Of Krishna. Yes. He is an expansion of Krishna. So he says, yes, this place is named Navadvip, and it is most dear to me. Ayodhya and other places can never be equal to it. Then he says, O Sita, upon the arrival of Kali Yuga, this tree called Ramvat, it will disappear from the vision of ordinary people, and it will remain here in a hidden form. So when we go to that place, do you know where we sit when we would go with our Gurudev? To that place, Modadrumadvip. We sit in a courtyard underneath what? A big tree. And then Gurudev would tell this exact pastime. But he wouldn't only tell that. He would tell other pastimes of Lord Ram. The pastimes that make everyone weep and weep and weep. Because in Lord Ram's pastimes, there is so much separation. And even after the separation that he had to endure for 1 year, when Ravana had stolen Sita, but actually he couldn't steal Sita. Who did he steal? Maya Sita.
Chaya.
And the other Sita was taken by Agnidev and kept. Because what? Because no demon can ever touch Sita Devi, the Swarup Shakti potency of the Lord. Can a demon touch? No, not possible. But yet this caused so much separation that Lord Ram was wandering here and there and asking the trees, have you seen my Sita? After that kidnapping took place. And for 1 year, all those pastimes, meeting Hanuman, meeting Sugriva, killing Bali, all these pastimes. And then amassing the monkey armies. And then Hanuman flying across the oceans and finding Sita and speaking to Sita and giving the ring of Lord Ram to Sita. Now Sita had hope. And then after that he was captured and brought into the palace of Ravana, and they set his tail on fire. And then what did Hanuman do? He took that fire and burned all of Lanka with that fire. Then he flew back and told Ram, I have found your Sita. And then what happened? Now they began to build what? The bridge to Lanka, which is still there underneath the ocean, which is verified by who? NASA. Yeah. So this is all true. Dwarka is also there under the water, verified by NASA. So, yes, O Sita, upon the arrival of Kali Yuga, this tree, Ramvat, will disappear from the vision of ordinary people and remain here in a hidden form. And Gurudev would also go on and he would tell about after Sita was rescued, then what? She had to be tested. And then after she was tested, then they flew on a special airplane flower swan airplane, they flew back to Ayodhya, where Ram would be coronated as the king. And even after he was coronated as the king, to the joy of all the citizens, an incident took place in which he heard some criticism from some resident of Ayodhya, and then he had to banish Sita. Can you imagine? All the weeping and crying. And the way Gurudev would tell Ram Lila, no one can tell, like Srila Gurudev. Because that was his, he had darshan directly. You can see in his samadhi, where he's lying as a young boy, and he's having a dream, and Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, there in Gurudev's samadhi, at Keshaji Gauriya, one of the most beautiful depictions of Sita, Ram, Lakshman, and Hanuman that my eyes have ever seen. It's so stunningly beautiful how they made Sita, Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman. And Gurudev is half smiling in his sleep. So in this way, Lord Ramachandra resided here with Sita and Lakshman for some time. And thereafter, then they left for Dandakaranya. To what? To do what? To fulfill the purpose of their pastimes. O Jiva, behold this place where Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra's cottage was situated. By the will of the Lord, Sri Ramachandra's friend, Guhaka, took birth here in a Brahmin family. Who knows about Guhaka? Who is Guhaka? You know?
Small village king that ushered and escorted him when he left Ayodhya, over the river. They escorted him and then they put him up for a few nights, stayed there, fed them, they gave him nice bedding, and also gifts. And that's all I can remember.
Wasn't there a pastime of him being in a stone? Is that Guhaka? Oh, no, maybe that's a different. Okay. So, anyway, that very dear associate of Lord Ram, in Gaur Leela, Guhaka was known as Sadananda Bhattacharya. Yes. We can tell our friend Sadananda in Texas that he is named after Guhaka. Yeah. So, that Sadananda Bhattacharya, he knew nothing in the worlds but Sri Ram. Even in Gaur Leela, he was the greatest devotee of Ram. And the day on which my Lord took birth in Mayapur, then Sadananda Bhattacharya was also present in the house of Sri Jagannath Mishra. Yes, Sadananda was there in the house when he took birth. So at the time of Sriman Mahaprabhu's appearance, all the demigods assembled at Sri Jagannath Mishra's residence to take darshan of Sri Gaur Hari. And the great devotee Brahmana Sadananda Bhattacharya recognized the demigods, he could see them, and seeing them, he offered prayers. He understood that his Lord had now descended. And greatly pleased, the Brahmana returned to his home, and he began to meditate upon his worshipful deity, who? Sri Ramchandra. In his meditation, he had darshan of Sri Gauranga Sundar instead of Sri Ramachandra. He's meditating, and he wants to meditate on his Ishtadeva, Lord Ram. But instead of that form coming, Gauranga comes. He saw Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu brilliantly seated upon a throne with Brahma and the other demigods fanning him with a chamara. And then he saw Sri Ramachandra, whose complexion resembles darkish, new sprouted grass, because Lord Ramachandra has a greenish hue. So on the right side of Sri Ramachandra was Lakshman, and on his left side was Sita, and in front Bhakta Hanuman. And having seen all this, the Brahmin understood the fundamental truth, the tattva of the Lord. Then, absorbed in ecstatic bliss, the Brahmin, he went to Mayapur, and not seen by anyone, he had darshan of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu to his heart's extent. The Brahmin again and again, he thought, I am blessed, I am blessed. Sri Ramchandra is present as Sri Gaur Hari right in front of my eyes. And after some time, when some kirtan started in Sri Dham Navadvip, Sadananda also chanted the name of Gaura and danced in the kirtan party. So, now Nityananda Prabhu, after relating this whole pastime, he says to Jiva Goswami, O Jiva, devotees with spotless, uncontaminated hearts, they take darshan of Sri Bandirvan at this place. You know Bandirvan in Braj? What's at Bandirvan? Bandirvat is there. A big banyan tree is at Bandirvan, and we always go there on the Braj Mandala Parikrama, and we hear the pastimes of how Krishna used to climb up on this tree and call all of his cows, how in that very place at Bandirvat, then the gopis came with Radharani and they met Krishna, and even there was a special, like children play, when children play, oh, let's get married. Okay, let's get married. They play marriage. So the gopis, they brought Radharani and Krishna into this kunja. And then who came there? Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma, he performed the marriage ceremony of Radha and Krishna. But that marriage ceremony is a play marriage. So that place is called Bandirvan, the forest of Bandirvan and Bandirvat. Now, after hearing all of these narrations and having had darshan of the eternal abode, the devotees surrounded Sri Nityananda Prabhu and they began to dance. And ecstatic symptoms arose upon the body of Sri Jiva, and he began loudly calling out, O Gauranga, O Gauranga. And that day, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, being exceedingly blissful, he stayed in that village at Sri Narayani Devi's house. Who is Narayani Devi? She's a very important personality. Did you know that? Who is Narayani Devi? The mother of who? Vrindavan Das Thakur. He's born in that village. And Narayani Devi, who is she? She's the niece of who? Srivas Thakur. Because she's the daughter of Narayani Devi. And Narayani Devi is the, what? Sister of Malini Devi, the wife of Srivas Thakur. And when Narayani Devi was very small, little, what happened? What pastime happened with Narayani Devi? In
Mahaprabhu. Those of you who have read Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, do you remember what pastime took place?
Huh? No. No. What? Mahaprabhu showed all the devotees. You see this young girl here? I will give her prem right now. Now behold how I give her prem. This little girl. And now she became overwhelmed by prem, and she began weeping and crying and saying, "Oh Krishna, oh Krishna, oh Krishna."
And this was the special benediction of, and she also received remnants of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was Nimai Pandit, when he was Vishwambar, in his householder pastimes. She gave birth to the incarnation of Srila Vyasa Dev in the Gaur Leela, whose name Vrindavan Das Thakur, whose guru is who? Sri Nityananda Prabhu directly. So now Nityananda Prabhu, he took rest in that in the village of Narayani Devi's house. Everyone entered Sri Vaikuntapur. So now Bhakti Vinod Thakur concludes this chapter with his beautiful verse where he always worships two personalities at the end of every chapter. Who are the two persons that he worships and says that he wants to attain their lotus feet? Who? Huh? Yes. Janava Devi. Yes. The wife of Lord Nityananda and Nityananda Prabhu. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Nitai Janava Agya Korite Palan Nadia Mahatmya Gai Din Akinchan. For the sake of obeying the order of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Janava Devi, this wretched pauper, Sri Bhakti Vinod, sings the glories of Nadia. Thus ends chapter 14. Gaur Prem Anande Hari Hari Bol. Do you like hearing this narration of Navadvip Dham Mahatmya? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, okay. That encourages me. Are we trying to finish this book? Huh? You can never finish this book. Even if you read it all the way through, you cannot finish it. Because you have to read it again and again and again every single year. And then you will understand a little bit the glories of Navadvip Dham. So now, chapter 15 begins, Pancha Tattva Sahita Gauranga Jaya Jai. Jaya Jaya Navadvipa Gauranga Alai. All glories to Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and the Pancha Tattva. All glories to the dwelling place of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Sri Navadvip Dham. When they arrived in Sri Vaikuntapur, that's the next place. After what? Modadrumadvip. Now they're in Vaikuntapur. And then Sri Nityananda Prabhu smiled gently and he spoke to Sri Jiva and he said, you should know with certainty on the northern border of the 8-petaled Sri Navadvip is Vaikuntha Puri. Sri Vaikuntha, the abode of the Supreme Lord Sri Narayan, is situated beyond the Viraja river in the spiritual realm which is called Paravyom. So in Vaikuntha, the three potencies. What are the three potencies in Vaikuntha who serve Lord Narayan there? Shri, Bhu, and Leela. These are the three potencies that serve Lord Narayan. So in Vaikuntha, the three potencies, Shri, Bhu, and Leela, they serve Sri Narayan. But Maya, she can never enter this place. Brahma is merely the Brahma Jyoti is merely the splendor that is emanating from the transcendental abode of Sri Vaikuntha Loka. The people with material vision, they perceive this. This Vaikuntapur in Navadvip. Vaikuntapur as nothing but a material realm. Who perceives this Vaikuntapur that Lord Nityananda is now showing to the devotees, that is the presence of Vaikuntha in Navadvip? How do the ordinary people that have material vision, how do they perceive this Vaikuntapur? They perceive it as nothing but a material realm. So in this Vaikuntapur, Lord Nityananda goes on, and he says, Sri Narada, with his transcendental vision, he first saw what? In Vaikuntapur, Narada first saw with his transcendental vision what? The eternal, untainted Bhagavan Sri Narayan. He saw. And thereafter, having received the darshan of Sri Gauranga Sundar, then Sri Narada resided here for a long time. There is an old and a confidential history that is related to this place. Once, Sri Lakshman Acharya. Who's Lakshman Acharya? Do you know who Lakshman Acharya is? He's one of the 4 Vaishnavacharyas. Which one is he? His name is also Lakshman Acharya. Ramanujacharya. So once, Sri Ramanujacharya came to where? Jagannath Puri. He came to Puri. And then, by reciting many prayers, Sri Ramanujacharya pleased Sri Jagannath, and out of mercy, Sri Jagannath extended his darshan to him. Sri Jagannath Dev said to him, "Oh, Ramanuja, go and take darshan of Sri Navadvip." So who sent him to Navadvip? Who sent Ramanuja to Navadvip? Lord Jagannath. Yes. How do I? There's Sajan Maharaj calling. Wrong time. So, Sri Jagannath Dev said, "O Ramanuja, go and take darshan of Sri Navadvip. I will appear very soon in Jagannath Mishra's house in the town of Nadia. Sri Navadvip is very dear to me. Paravyom, the spiritual sky, is situated within just one of its sections." What is situated in just one section of Navadvip? The entire spiritual sky. In just one section of Navadvip. So he says, "You are my eternal servant and foremost among the devotees. So you must certainly take darshan of Sri Navadvip. All of your disciples are immersed in dasya ras, the mellow of servitude. You should therefore leave them here, and you should go to Navadvip alone." "O Ramanuja," Lord Jagannath said, "O Ramanuja, O resolute one, birth on this earth is useless for that person who, in spite of obtaining a human form of life, he does not attain darshan of Sri Navadvip Dham. Sri Rangam, Sri Venkata, Tirupati, and Yadava Achala, they are all just a small portion of Sri Navadvip." Which place? Sri Rangam and Tirupati. "So therefore, O son of Keshava, Ramanuja, go to Sri Navadvip and take darshan of the beautiful form of Sri Gauranga. So who is Ramanujacharya? You're from South India, you should know. Who is he? Who is he? Yes, he's an incarnation of Lakshman, Ramanuja. So now he's visiting Jagannath, and Jagannath tells him, go to Navadvip. So there, he says, Jagannath says to him, you have come to this material world only to preach Bhakti Yoga. May your life be successful by the mercy of Sri Gaurahari. You should go to Kurmastan after taking darshan of Sri Navadvip, and there you will again meet with your disciples. So now Ramanuja inquires from Bhagavan Sri Jagannath about Sri Gaura Tattva. He inquires from Jagannath. So hearing this, Sri Lakshmanacharya, he folded his hands and he made a request to Sri Jagannath. Here's his request. He said, O Lord, by your merciful words, I have now, for the first time, heard about Sri Gaur Hari, but I know nothing about the tattva of him. Then Sri Jagannath, the friend of the entire world, he mercifully spoke to Sri Ramanuja. He said, everyone knows that Sri Krishna is the Lord of Goloka. That Lord Sri Narayan is his Vilas Murti. And everyone knows that Sri Krishna is the supreme absolute truth, and that he lives in Sri Dham Vrindavan. O Ramanuja, that very Sri Krishna is completely and eternally, he is Sri Gaur Hari. And that very Sri Vrindavan Dham is the town of Sri Navadvip. So as the eternal form of Sri Gauranga Sundar, I reside in Sri Navadvip Dham, which is superior to all other holy places in the world. And although by my mercy, this Dham is situated on the earth planet, all scriptures describe it as being without a scent of Maya. If someone thinks that because Navadvip is situated on the earth planet, so it is inferior to the Sri Svetadvip, then his bhakti will diminish day by day. Very important. If any person thinks that because Navadvip is situated on the earth planet and therefore it is inferior, what will happen to that person's bhakti? His bhakti will diminish day by day. Only by my desire has my inconceivable potency, Achintya Shakti, brought that transcendental realm to this material world. That truth which is beyond reason and logic, it cannot be obtained just by studying scriptures. Only by my mercy can my devotees understand it. So when Sri Ramanuja, whose mind was firm and peaceful, when he heard Sri Jagannath's words, then he became restless out of prema for Sri Gauranga. And he said, O Lord, your pastimes are most amazing. Not even the Vedas and other scriptures know of your grandeur. O Lord Jagannath, earlier I used to wonder why the scriptures do not clearly describe the pastimes of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And when I minutely reflected upon the Shrutis, the Puranas, and other scriptures, then only did Gaur Tattva manifest in my heart. Now, through your instruction, all my doubts have been removed, and the rasa of Sri Gaura's pastimes have arisen in my heart. if you allow me, I will go to Sri Navadvip and then preach about Sri Gaur Leela throughout all the 3 worlds. So Ramanujacharya is requesting to who? To Jagannath. He's requesting that if you allow me, I will go to Navadvip and then I will preach about Sri Gaur Leela throughout all the 3 worlds. And I will reveal all the hidden scriptures. And in other words, I will bring out the scriptural evidences regarding Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And I will make everyone in the 3 worlds devotees of Sri Gaur Hari. Then, seeing Ramanuja's enthusiasm, Lord Jagannath said, "O Ramanuja, do not speak like this now. Secretly, keep the tattva of Sri Gaur Hari's pastimes to yourself. And after the pastimes, then, after Mahaprabhu's pastimes have become unmanifest, then everyone will automatically come to know of them. So preach only about Dasya Ras to me, and constantly worship Sri Gaura in your heart." So now, Ramanuja went to Navadvip and he arrives in Navadvip. So after receiving Sri Jagannath's instruction, Sri Ramanuja Mahashai, he came secretly to Sri Navadvip. So when Sri Vishvaksena came to know of Sri Ramanuja's arrival in Navadvip, he considered that Sri Ramanuja may well become absorbed in ecstatic emotions and thus reveal the truth about Navadvip. So to ensure that Sri Ramanuja did not reveal Gaur Leela prematurely, Vishvaksena brought Sri Ramanuja to this place, to Sri Vaikuntapur. And upon seeing it, Ramanuja became enchanted. The Lord of the spiritual realm, Bhagavan Sri Narayan, mercifully showed Sri Ramanuja his form, which is served by the potencies Sri, Bhu and Leela. Sri Ramanuja considered himself blessed to behold his worshipful Lord. And after just a moment, Sri Ramanuja saw the captivatingly beautiful form of Sri Gaur Hari, the son of Sri Jagannath Mishra, in the place of Sri Narayan. So did he see Gaur Hari? Yes. Yes, just after a moment. He saw the captivatingly beautiful form of the son of Jagannath Mishra, Sri Gaur Hari, in place of Sri Narayan. And then Sri Ramanuja fainted, seeing the splendor of Sri Gaur Hari's beauty. Sri Gaur Hari mercifully placed his lotus foot on Ramanuja's head. Then after receiving divine knowledge, Sri Ramanuja began to pray as follows: "O Lord, will I be able to behold your manifest pastimes in the town of Nadia?" And saying this, Sri Ramanujacharya, filled with prema, he began to shed tears and he continued, "I will never leave Navadvip to go anywhere else." Then Sri Gaur Hari mercifully spoke with a sweet voice. He said, "O son of Keshava, your desire will certainly be fulfilled. When my pastimes become manifest here in Nadia, you will also take birth here." And having said this, Sri Gaur Hari disappeared. Sri Ramanuja was satisfied and he resumed his journey. And after a short time, he arrived in Kurmastan, where he met with his disciples. He began to preach Dasya Ras throughout all of South India. Internally, however, he was absorbed in thoughts of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu of Sri Navadvip. So by the mercy of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Sri Ramanuja took birth in this eternal Dham as Sri Ananta. He, Sri Ananta, he saw the marriage ceremony of Sri Lakshmi Priya and Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu in the house of Sri Ballabha Acharya, the father of Sri Lakshmi Priya. Sri Nityananda Prabhu said, "O devotees, behold the place where Sri Ananta's house once stood. Many devotees of Lord Sri Narayan resided at this place. It is well known that the kings of that time, they established service to Bhagavan Sri Narayan in this holy place. So all the devotees became unlimitedly blissful upon seeing the forest named Nikshreyasa, which is situated beyond the Viraja river." And now, in the next section, the devotees go to Mahatpur, which is also Kamyavan of Vraja. So I'm going to complete today's class at this point in this chapter. Let me just check. Oh, yeah, this is a long chapter because even Madhvacharya, then he comes. Yes. Okay, then the Rudradvip in this chapter also, and Shankarpur, and Shankaracharya's arrival in Navadvip. All of this in this chapter. Then Rudradvip is the place of the 11 Rudras. Then Vishnu Swami's arrival in Sri Navadvip. And then Paradanga. Then the place of the Ras Leela, Sri Vramshivat, all in this chapter. Then Sri Dir Samir. And thus ends chapter 15. That's probably the longest chapter, I think, in the whole book. So, what we'll do, I will come back here tomorrow again. Yeah, I think we should do that. I think we should have one more class tomorrow because we can. That's why. Because we can have a class here tomorrow. So, and this is a great place to have the class. And also Avadut Maharaj can hear it. So, we'll do that tomorrow. Same time, same place. It will be, what time did we start?
11:30.
What?
We start at 11 or 11:30.
Okay. So that means that we just had a 3-hour long class because now it's 2:30. Okay. So definitely, let me just check. Gaudiya Giti Guch. No, wait. Navadvita Mahatmya. No. So Navadvita Mahatmya, chapter 16. So that was chapter 15. And chapter 15 is very, very long. It's 141 verses. Chapter 15 is 141 verses. Then chapter 16 is chapter 16 is 75 verses. So it's half of chapter 16, half the number of verses. So chapter 16 leads into the last two chapters, 17 and 18, and they're not so long. Chapter 17 is where Sri Nityananda Prabhu answers the questions of Sri Jiva Goswami. And in that, there are 39 verses only. And then finally, chapter 18. Bhaktivinoda Thakur ends the book. And chapter 18 has 78 verses. So we'll definitely finish. We'll definitely finish tomorrow the entire Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, if the Lord is merciful and allows this to happen. We can try to finish this tomorrow. And tomorrow is, what date? The 15th. Tomorrow is the 15th. The day after tomorrow, Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj's disappearance day. So there will definitely be a festival. I think a lot of the devotees have gone to Puri and they're returning after this. I think they're having the festival for him there in Puri because that's the place of his samadhi. So Vishnu Maharaj and all of them. And then on the 17th, so today is 14th, so on the 17th, then, which also happens to be the appearance day of our Bhaktivedanta Tirtha Maharaj on Sunday the 17th. And also here in this place, our Bhakti Swarup Sridhar Maharaj, along with a couple of devotees, will arrive and begin to reside here on that day, on the 17th. So that leaves us tomorrow. We can finish on the 15th. And then on the 16th, Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj. So probably I'll come here both days. Probably I'll come here tomorrow and then also the next day and pay obeisances at Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj's mat. And like that. Okay, Gaur Premanandi. Jai Shri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya Ki Jai, Jai Navadvip Dham Mahatmya Ki Jai, Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Nitai Chand Ki Jai, Shri Jiva Goswami Pada Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Jaya Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jai Nitai Gauranga. Jai Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura. Gaura He, Gaura He, Gaura He, Gaura He, Gaura He. Nitai He, Nitai He, Nitai He, Nitai He, Nitai He. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Shri Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Shri Mayapur Antardvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Om Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyaye Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Sachavachai Namo Namaha Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. All glory to the assembled devotees.